free, but the My Digicel app is. You don't need to be on a data plan to use the app. You can conveniently chat with Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance, activate a Prime bundle, or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Burpees Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the My Digicel app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel, better together.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burpees 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio. This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good morning. Welcome to this morning's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. The USA environmental legislation requires the taxing of crude, the revenues of which are then placed into an oil spill liability trust fund. But America is not the only nation that does this. China also has a similar arrangement in place with the China Oil Pollution Compensation Fund. Now, this fund is maintained by contributions from oil cargo owners in China, pursuant to the 2010 regulation of People's Republic of China on the prevention and control of marine pollution from ships. Notably, there is a process before money can be accessed from that fund. In fact, all claims against the fund must first pass through China's local courts against the responsible ship or the insurer or guarantor. While the US and China have their oil spill trust fund to cater for an oil disaster, Guyana, on the other hand, continues to allow ExxonMobil Guyana and its partners, including China National Offshore Oil Corporation and Hess Corporation, to operate offshore, with only limited liability insurance in the event of an inevitable oil spill. In other news, leader of the PNCR, Aubrey Norton, has rejected the use of the word renegotiation attributed to him in the headline of an article which said that he backed calls for renegotiating the oil agreement made between Guyana and foreign oil companies. Kaieteur News had carried the article headlined "Norton Backs Calls for Renegotiation of Oil Contract" in its Friday edition. Norton stated, however, that he did not use the word renegotiation when questioned about his position on renegotiating the 2016 production sharing agreement. In a letter to the editor, Norton stated, and I quote, "What I did say was that the law provides for action to be taken to ensure that the people of Guyana benefit from our resources and that the contract provides for changes to be made in keeping with Article 31(2) of the agreement, and that the PNCR will do everything within the confines of the law to ensure our people get increased benefits from the oil and gas sector." In other news, according to former executive member of the Transparency Institute Guyana Inc., Mr. Alfred Bulai, the farmer must know how much of which crops he reaps and the shopkeeper how much of which items he sells. Bulai explained that Guyanese are paying for the Liza Destiny and Liza Unity FPSO vessels operating in the Stabroek Block. He noted, however, that citizens are completely unaware of what value they are getting for their dollars, as information pertaining to the levels of production, among others, is not readily available for public scrutiny. Presently, the public is free to view the revenue accumulated from oil production through the Ministry of Finance's website. However, there are no reports on how much of the resource is being removed from below the sea floors, as well as other technical data. And now let's tell you, President of the General Workers Union, Norris Witter, has called on the government to offer real solutions to the problems citizens are facing, as opposed to the presentation of fasting and praying activities as a substitute. GWU, during their third week of protest action outside Parliament building yesterday, said that prayer alone cannot help a nation when its people are hungry. The union has thus reiterated, among other things, demands for the government to approve the 2019 minimum wage agreement as a show of genuine concern for citizens. That agreement would see workers' lowest pay moving from $44,200 to $60,000. Witter said that the government has the perfect opportunity to demonstrate in a tangible way how righteous they are. Since protest action commenced weeks ago, Witter said that there has been no indication by the government that they are concerned about easing, in particular, cost of living woes. And now let's tell you Anthony Prasad, who confessed to stabbing a man 6 times, was on Friday handed a 6 years jail sentence. On March 16th, after spending 6 years on remand for attempted murder, Prasad pleaded guilty to the charge, which stated that on March 22nd, 2016, in the county of Demerara, he wounded Navindra Budu with intent to murder him. State prosecutor Simran Gajraj had told the court that both parties are not known to each other, and on the day in question, around 18 hours to, Budu was walking along the UG Access Road when he was attacked from behind by Prasad. It was stated that Prasad, who was armed with a pair of scissors, pushed his hands inside Budu's pockets, inquiring about what he had. The victim, however, resisted and Prasad punched him in the face, causing 2 of his teeth to break. Prasad then stabbed Budu 6 times about the body with the scissors, leaving him bleeding profusely on the side of the road. And to wrap things up this morning, let's tell you that a teenager of Swan Village, located along the Linden-Soestdijk Highway, is wanted by police for the death of his stepfather. The wanted teen was identified as 19-year-old Joshua Williams, and the man he is accused of killing is 41-year-old Joseph David. Now, according to sources close to the investigation, David was stabbed during the late evening hours on Friday, March 18th. He was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was admitted. 9 days later, on March 27th, Davis died at the hospital while receiving treatment for his stab wounds. Last Friday, police issued a wanted bulletin for Williams. Investigators believe that Williams was the one who had stabbed Davis on Pago Day. If anyone has seen or possess information about Williams' whereabouts, they are asked to make contact with police on telephone numbers 216 0251 225 8196 or the nearest police station. And with that, we've come to the end of this morning's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
A friend said to me, Glenn, this EU dollars is always